Hi, and welcome to Captain Savage Aquatics. Just doing a late night stream, getting away from the gaming I just did. Thank you for anyone that watched that. But time for the bread and butter, getting back to the late night streams. Keep on keeping on. And let's do this. Toggle timestamps. Let's hit the plus. Move that over there. I'm sure I don't have. Alright, so let's see. Gonna wait till everyone rolls in here. Let's go there. Just waiting for it to load. Load. Hello. Says everything's good with the stream. Ingest settings. While I'm waiting for people to roll in here. If you're here, say something. Do something. Okay. Info and settings. Let's get some tags up in her. Control C, Control V. There we go. Import. If you're here, let me know. Insert them all. I don't care. And then I'll delete the ones I don't want. It'll be easier that way. Is anybody here? If so, say something in the chat. Participants, just me, myself, and I. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, it's still important, that list. Yeah, it is. All right. Water, don't need that. Walking Molly. DY. Nothing DY on this stream. Let's get Deep Blue Sea. CSA live stream. Excuse me. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Captain Savage Aquatics, Captain Savage Aquatics. Killed that one. Captain Savage. This gotta love minusing words. Captain Savage Aquatics, Fish Fam, Savage Family. Aquarium Shrimp, nope. Shrimp Species, nope. Oh, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Right, well, Aquatics, bye-bye. Okay. Breeding Shrimp, nope. White Enterprises, nope. Bass. What's up, Phoenix Fish? How are you? Let's see. I'm just waiting for some more people to come in here, and then I'll continue going on. So how are you this evening? Fish Shrimp Life, Big Ice Kid, Bracken, wipe that out. Aquatics. Sorry, I'm kind of just being blasey blah. Save changes. I'm just adding tags to the video while I was waiting for people to roll in. But let me just finish work, headed home to chill in front of the tanks before the lights go out. Gotcha. Phoenix Fish, let me guess, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. I got a friend that lives in Arizona, or in Phoenix. He's a medic for an ambulance company. Really nice, good dude. Served with them. Hashtag self-key. Let's put hashtag man. Damn time. Fish fan. Not two. No. Yep. Upside DIY. Yes, I'm unemployed for. Upside DIY says I'm actually unemployed for 6 years, or been unemployed for 6 years. I'm sorry to hear that. The longest I was unemployed was for, I want to say, 36 months. But that was while I was going to school. But I was getting paid the Yellow Ribbon program, so that was my full-time job. Paid me $2,800 a month because I lived in Massachusetts. With my parents, I did live on my own for a while. Just I wasn't making enough to pay for the apartment, pay for all our bills. So I moved in with my parents. My wife came up to New York, and that's once I graduated college, I came up here to be with them. Let's see. Fun times. A little stiff right now because someone rear-ended me last Tuesday. Been taking meds, fun meds, Flexerol and something else. Not right now. I'm not taking them. I don't like to mix the stuff. So let's see. Captain. Okay. I'll save that. Save changes. The New England Patriots. Yep. New England and Massachusetts. It's like the upper East Coast is considered New England. But I'm originally from Massachusetts. I lived in Cambridge, right outside Boston. I could walk to Fenway Park in 15 minutes. A lot of fun times there. All right, I did that stuff. Let's go to cards. Thank you for the likes, guys. Oh, if you can hit the like button, do that. If you guys don't mind sharing to your friends and family, that'd be greatly appreciated. I know I shared, but I just don't. I want to keep interacting with you guys. So
I want to keep interacting.
Oh, let me mute that. Sounds like I'm coming in pretty loud. If it's overbearing, let me know. I can turn the gain down a little bit. Actually, let me crank it down, or I'll just move the mic further away from me. Let's see. Add card, video from playlist. Let's see. Relaxing and calm live streams, great card. Add another card, video playlist. So if you're here, say something in chat, even if it's a 1, 2, 3. I just want to shout some people out. That's what I like to do. So Phoenix Fish, welcome. Thank you for supporting my stream. Upside BYI, thank you. And I think I'm the third person in here. Normally, this time, I think last night, I had 15 or 18 in. Shrimp care, future plans and projects. Definitely going to put that in there. I mean, this is my second live stream for the day. So actually, technically my third if you count my gaming stream. I streamed earlier today. Now, tomorrow I have to be to work at noon. So, but of course, I have to get my son to school by 8:20. So I'll probably be up at like 6:15, 6:30. So I'll probably stay up till like midnight, 2 a.m. maybe. Depends on how the stream goes. I'm going to make this a long one. So if you guys can do me a favor, hit the like button, share it with your friends and family. That'd be greatly appreciated. But I'm going to share this to Facebook just because. Log in. Excuse me. Control V. Whoa, that's a lot. Don't need that. See? Share to a group. If you're saying something, sorry about that. Let me put that over there so I can see. Yes, thank you. Yes, it seems like it takes 10 years of daily event to get to the next things. Yeah, well, I won't before YouTube change the policy about advertising. I almost had 4,000 watch time and 4,000 at watch hours. I was at like 550 subs at the time, and I had 2 weeks to get to 1,000 subs and finish up like 1,000 hours or something, or no, 400 hours. And I think I made it to 650 or no, just about 700, and I gave up because there was 24 hours left, and I needed 250 subs still, and I think I needed 40 hours of live streaming. And if I kept 20 people in here per minute, or 20 people were viewing this, that's 20 minutes, right? So, a couple hours of live stream would go real quick, or whatever I needed, 10 hours of live streaming. So let's see. Do that. Post. All right, come on. Posted already. Back to Facebook. Why does it have to open it up in that tab? Control B. Share on in a group. Group name B. What's the Facebook? Yeah, I'm just hitting Facebook frenzies up. So if you guys got any questions, please ask them. Let's see how I'm 15 minutes in. So I may cut some of this stream off a little bit. Hit some. So let's see. Groups. C. Creative fundamentals. B. Dirty aquariums. Control V. Post. Upside DIY say yes. There's a video tutorial. You also have to go to Google AdSense, give them information, and they'll start resending advertisers. You can do it. Yeah, I already have my Google AdSense already set up. I did that a long time ago when I was partnered with Google ages ago when they used to not give it away for free. So it's pretty simple. I just go into the back end, turn advertising back on once I have 1,000 sub and 4,000 watch hours, and I am sitting at 29% based on the last 12 months. So as this year goes on, so next month it'll probably jump up to 2K because this time last year, I think December through February, I was racking in something like 50,000 minutes in a month or more. So there's ways to do it. I know there is. Just take some doing. And since I've been gone for so long, my numbers have dropped because I have lulls. One of that had to do was I had to get rid of my cable at one point. I have cable now, just straight internet, which is like $80 a month, and that's 400 megs down and guaranteed 20 up at a minimum. Sharing groups, so I got a sweetheart deal going on. So I already did see. How about E? Guppy fish enthusiasts. So we got 4 people and no likes still. Interesting. Add a card. View playlist or channel. Playlists. From care. Aquariums. Late night antics. Great card. Good enough. 3 cards. Now let's go back to live control room. All right. So we got 4 people in here. That's great. I am truly appreciative of that. Let me give a quick shout out to the people that are in here. Looks like I'm the only one participating. So thank you again, Phoenix Fish, Upside DIY. I appreciate you guys being in here. It says there's 4 people, so there's another one that's lurking. I use likes for render videos. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Island Queen, me, I just got here, laugh out loud. Hi, Island Queen, long time no see. Glad you're stopping in. Wow. What I got to make sure I tell people is if they say, hey, I'm just stopping in and say bye, I got to go to work. Hey, do yourself a favor. If no one's going to touch your computer, even lock your computer where it doesn't shut down, leave the monitor, shut the monitor off, and just leave it sitting on the live stream, because that racks up more time for the viewer. Just coming in here and giving a quick light, being here for 30 seconds actually hurts because it decreases the averages. Island Queen, I don't care if you lurk, as long as you got the, I don't care if you even have the stream muted. As long as you leave it open in the background while you're doing whatever, I don't care. It's all good. Upside DIY said, I do need to figure out how to spread the return of favors. Yeah, I gotcha. I owe some people, like I'm not going to name any names, but people in the past sent me, I wasn't expecting it. I didn't ask for it. They did. They sent me this nice 5 shelf metal shelving unit that can hold 1,000 pounds a piece. And it got shipped to my house. That was awesome. That's from one of the subs here. Not that I'm looking for anything, but anything you choose to do is greatly appreciated. Not asking for it. It's just nice to feel wanted, you know? And that's why I'm back again. Got to get back. I missed the fish fam. Thanks, Darcy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I keep forgetting to share it to the Fish Fam group on Facebook, because that's where half the people get their info from. Upside DIY, yes, I liked on the 75-gallon video update. Thanks, I appreciate that. No, but I'm saying, like, if you were to come in here to this live stream and say, hey, I'm stopping in to say hi, but I'm heading off the night, if you can leave the computer on in the background even though you're sleeping, you know, shut off the monitor, unless you got, like, the computer's lights up bright in your face. You know how sometimes you just get that 1 or 2 LED lights in your bedroom that irk the hell out of you? Either block the light or whatever. Do the best you can. Everything's a little greatly appreciated. Because you know how many times I've been watching streamers, and that's to help them, even though I went to work, I'd open up 4 or 5 live streams when I had the bandwidth, or as many as I could, and I would just leave it. I would mute all of them and go to work. Upside DIY says, that's so true. Get view times and subs. Even if the person's not saying anything, you don't need to say anything, but you'll still be an active participant, right? I'm still getting the view time. So if you sit here and I stream for 4 hours, but you're only here for a minute, I still get the 4 hours, you know? I'm all about, I want to get to 1,000 subs, get back to almost 4,000 hours of watch time. So by me doing this and regularly uploading, I mean, my goal, an honest goal, I want to at least get 2 videos a week where it's not so much live streams, but actual like content, even though a live stream is content. And then I want to just do live streams, at least a couple a week plus the content. You know, that way I got 4 videos or so coming out, even if that means 2 live streams in one day, like one before I go to work in the morning time, you know, around, 9 o'clock in the morning, my time, East Coast time, and go to like 10:30, and then get ready for work and go to work, leave for work at 11, and then I'll come home at night, get home around somewhere between 11:30, and then stream for like 2.5, 3 hours once I get home. Not every day, most days, like a couple times a week, plus doing the regular content, which I'll be doing if I don't have my son before, if I do regular content, I'll edit it, upload it, and do all that stuff. And of course, when these live streams process, I usually set them to public, but lately I've been putting to unlisted so I can give it a good thumbnail. Try to get it where people understand what the stream's about, get the tag set up, get the description where it should be, all that stuff. And I'm yammering on about YouTube stupid stuff. But it is what it is. That's what you got to do. The name of the game, the grind. Woohoo. Let's see who's participating in this. All right, we got, thank you, Island Queen, Upside DIY. We got Phoenix Fish, and anyone else that's lurking. Island Queen asks, Brian, have you joined the Team Green Alliance Facebook group yet? No. Can you post it here? And I'll join it while I'm talking to you guys right now. That'll only take a second. I'm already logged into Facebook. Can even do it right here on my phone. If you have the time, Darcy, I appreciate that. You can post the link right here in the chat. That way, whoever's here can join the group too. Upside DIY. Like, what's that say? Oh, like LR Brett and Flip. They travel to meet, have ideas to share subscribers. Yeah. See, that's my problem is a long time ago, Chaz created the Fish Keeper map, and I don't think it's been updated in ages, and I haven't seen Chaz in a while. So cancel. Open in new tab. Let me put this right here. Thank you, Island Queen. Join group. Rob DeFreeze. Ready to join the group? Join the group. Thank you. Come and get it. Okay. Thank you. Sweet. Thank you, Darcy. I truly appreciate that. I don't know. Try it. That's reading the thing. It's a great group. Yeah, that's good because I want more fishy groups. I like the logo too. That's pretty funny. Gotta love it. And who was setting me stuff? Solera, Josh King, Madrid, Damian Bryant, blah blah blah. Who cares? And here's my group on Facebook, I think. This is something I created for Captain Savage Aquatics. Upside DIY says, many have stopped fish videos after a while, have to watch other channels and have a decent comment to draw trap. Yeah. Decent commitment. Yeah. Well, at one point I was having like, whenever I streamed, even on a slow night, it would be like at least 15 people watching. On a busy night, I think my highest was 28 watching. So every minute that went by was 28 minutes. That was awesome to rack up time. Not that I'm, looking for the easy way out. I'm trying to get my actual other content viewed too, instead of my live streams being really good, even though they can help me get those watch hours real quick. I'd like to at least get one subscriber. It would be a huge goal for me to get at least one subscriber per live stream. You know what I mean? At a minimum. That would be awesome. So, just because. Close. Nice. I didn't know you had a Captain Savage Aquatic Facebook group. Yeah, it's more towards the other side of stuff because I was trying to make it kind of business related to see if I couldn't drum up any side work up here, by word of mouth. But that's by them looking at the live stream, seeing who I am, finding out that I live in Saranac Lake, New York area, not too far from Lake Placid where the 1980 Olympics were played, where the U.S. went against the Russians. Back in 1980. So I'm literally 10 or 15 minutes away from that rink. I played there as a kid in hockey tournaments, like 3 or 4 of them. At one time, my team was going to the junior, went to the, or was competing for the junior Olympic team. So, yeah, cool. I try to keep it updated. I'm not trying to spend money in there, but I'm just trying to get word of mouth up here because if I can find anyone local that's looking for fish, like fancy guppies and stuff, just to meet and greet, I'll go meet him somewhere in a shop or something. We can grab a coffee, whatever, and I'll bring him free. Like, I'd be tempted to bring him free guppies and stuff. I don't really use Craigslist, but I was looking at Facebook Marketplace. Because with the marketplace, you can put within, like, people can look within 100 miles. If it's for the right customer, I'll travel 100 miles if they're willing to pay for fuel and stuff. If they want someone that kind of knows what they're doing. I'm not going to say I'm proficient in saltwater aquariums. That's something I really haven't dabbled in. I mean, I've done brackish water, but saltwater has different parameters, different fish types. You know what I mean? There's a lot more going on with that. I've done a lot of research in it because I've been thinking about starting my tank when I possibly get this new job that I interviewed for today. I was told I'm in the top 3 for running, and they're only hiring or taking applications and then doing interviews for 2 days. After that, they're going to do their choosing. So hopefully by Wednesday, I'll know. And the guy actually told me 3 spots happen to be open right now. He only had 1 originally, but 2 people decided to move on. They were either, one was moving away and one was becoming a stay-at-home dad because the mom was going back to work. She made really good money, so he was going to stay home with the kid. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to talk numbers because I don't want to, you know, I'm planning for the best, or hoping for the best, planning for the worst that I don't get selected. It is what it is. But he told me he was going to try and keep an eye out for me, and like that I was a veteran, and his father was in the service, and his grandfather was in World War II. So his father was in Vietnam, his grandfather in World War II. So he has the utmost respect for veterans, and he's like, I know right there, that's you by you saying you're a Marine Corps veteran, you have leadership abilities, and you're willing to do what it needs to be done to get stuff done, and doing it right the first time and not screwing it up. So, or everyone makes mistakes, but putting forth your best effort all day long while you're working. So I'm looking forward to it. It's an IT job, which will be fun. I mean, that's what I went to college for, was IT. But at the time in Massachusetts, when I was living there, the whole IT market was crushed because a lot of jobs were getting shipped to China and other countries because they were doing it for dirt cheap. So I was going against people with 15 plus years of experience, and they're going for an entry-level position that might pay 30 or 35,000 starting. Yeah. Aqueon Queen says, yeah, I like to do it right the first time. I'm all about that. And if I'm not sure if I'm doing something right, I'll go ask, even though it may make me look bad, I'll ask my boss, hey, is this right? Or a supervisor, is this right? Does this look right to you? You know, especially when I'm first there, because I want to make sure everything's done their way. And then as you are at a company, you learn the culture and learn what's accepted, what's not socially accepted. You know what I mean? So it's just been fun. A fun couple last weeks. Really hectic, but it was a nice hectic. So, all right. Let's see. What did I do in the fish room today, which I hope I'm not repeating if anyone saw the earlier live stream. I put 2 20-gallon sponge filters, one in this fancy guppy tank, one in this one. I got 2 heaters set up in these 2 tanks that weren't running heaters. They just have snails in them because I'm going to start the guppy breeding again. I have another 10 in the kitchen that used to be my QT tank. I'm going to get 5 10-gallons set up on the shelf. I'm taking all the hang-on back filters off of these, leave the heaters. I got a whole, pretty much, probably could run 20 tanks to 30 tanks with the air circulator or whatever, air pump that someone sent me, which I was not expecting. This happened to be on my wish list, and someone sent it to me off my wish list on Amazon. So it's pretty cool. The thing does 890 gallons per hour worth of air. So yeah. And I have about 20 tanks set up, so I'm going to remove all the other air pumps, take them offline, and let's have that one air pump running. And it's probably going to actually be I don't know if you can hear the one air pump that's actually on the wall over there. You can't see it. It's on the other side to the left of that lamp that's sitting there on the wall. So it might only be the sound of that. I turned it on and that's all it sounded like. Upside DIY says, yeah, I want to just buy stored maids, have a sump. Yep. Storage totes. Yeah, that's what I do my QT tanks in now. That's going to make my next quarantine tank like a Rubbermaid or a Sterilite container, something that's safe, like food grade safe plastic. And that's what I'm going to make my quarantine tanks out of. Maybe do like 2 or 3 of them. Then this shelf is going to have 5 more 10 gallons on it. And then the top shelf, I'm not sure what I'm going to... No, this shelf was going to be 2.5 or 5 gallon tanks. I just got to find out where to purchase them. I wish I could find a 50 low boy or whatever that Swisky had, or Jimmy Swisky had, where it was a frag tank, because that would be perfect on this shelf. And then I would just put dividers, almost like setting it up for betas. Rob 93 Aquatics says, dropping in to show the love, working the am, dropping a big like. Yeah, hey Rob, do me a favor before you take off. Leave yourself in here to shut off your monitor. It'll be greatly appreciated. I know you're not going to be responding, but it will help out the view time. I'm trying to get back to the almost 4,000 watch hours I had before I took my massive break for like 4 months. And my goal is to get to 1,000 subs, hopefully by Christmas or the first of the new year. And I got these damn notifications showing up every 10 seconds. Let's see. Clear notifications. Whatever. So if you don't mind, I know you're going to sleep unless your computer's really loud. Will you just leave the stream open in the background, mute it, whatever you got to do? Be greatly appreciated, and I'll definitely do it on yours if I'm not able to stay. Like I was saying to these other guys, everyone else that's in the channel, I used to go to work, and if I was watching a stream to help the people out when I had a good internet connection, I'd open up all the live YouTubers, fish, from the fish fam, and this. Even if I had to go to work, I just minimize all the streams, put them on mute, and walk away. Shut off my monitor, and I make sure my computer wouldn't shut off for the day. Kind of ran up my electric bill, but it is what it is. At that time, I was working a lot of hours, so I wasn't worried about the computer eating an extra $5 or $10 a month worth of electricity. So, hi Rob, it says Island Queen. So I got this air pump right here. I can take it down and show it to you. So let's see. Air compressor. Mike Howe posted a fish tube. Okay, whatever. It's Facebook notifications. So there's six way. So I can run. This thing says it can run like 20 items off of it, depending on how deep the air stone is or whatever it is in the water. But I mean, when it says it's going to do 890 gallons per hour, I think that's plenty enough. It's not like Corey's or one of those guys that have a huge room where they have one giant one that they spent a couple $100 on. I think this is only like $40. And I'm not running any besides this 125 and the 75. Those are my 2 biggest tanks, and then the 55. The rest are 10s and 20s. So I'll be able to convert everything to sponge filters, and then I'll just put like wave makers in the tank to have current, because you can get cheap a 4-pack of wave makers from Sun or not a pretty reputable company for like $20 on Amazon or even eBay. So Buckwheat, Buckethead Aquatics. What up, Cap? Long time no see. Looks like you changed a few things around. I'd have. Let me put this down here. So, fun times. Thought that said buckwheat for a second. Buckethead. Yeah, it's been a long time no see. So, I'm trying to really get back in the swing of things. I've probably done 4 or 5 live streams over the last week. So, this future plans, I mean, obviously money dictates stuff and a bulk of the things because their Christmas is coming up. So I'm not trying to do any big expensive projects, but I got some wood from my landlord. He tore down a shelving unit, a pre-built shelving unit from the previous owner that used to own the house. And it had like 3/4 inch to 1 inch pieces of plywood that are like 3 foot wide or even 4 feet wide or 4 feet long, and then like 24 inches deep, which would fit over here in this corner. So I could do like cinder blocks, and I think there's 5 shelves there, so I could put 40 breeders on them. Because I get the width. We believe a 40 breeder is only 36 inches width-wise, like this, and then front to back is like 17 and a half or 18 inches, or 18 and a half inches, and that's like 19 inches tall. So I could do probably 3 40-gallon right there, and whatever I'm going to do with them. Upside DIY, getting subs on different accounts, making more money. I want this unique subs. I don't know. I turned this RE on. Obviously, I didn't have it all hooked up to any air stones. So I'm going to take all my other air pumps, drop them, and then run all the lines to this, which will either sit on this shelving unit or it'll sit over here on whatever shelving unit I build there. So I don't know. This thing got good ratings. I think it's 32 dB or 40 dB. So I'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I don't want to be pushing out so much water, having these things wide open. And I think this is a pressure release right here. So if these are only cranked so much, it'll leach air out through this one. So I may just set up another hose coming off this big outlet right into like the kitchen somewhere where I'm not going to really hear it on the other side of the house. That way, if it's got to blow off extra air, it's in the kitchen. So I don't know. I think it'll be a good thing. That'll be like maybe a tomorrow project when I get home after I drop my son off at school. Maybe I'll do a video of me setting this up and then doing a quick, like I have the box still, do a quick unboxing, give you the stats of it, kind of like I did for the True Temp, I think 150 watt heater or 200 watt heater. I can't remember. Oh yeah, the big outlet is the air intake. That's what I thought. Either way, if I need to, I can run one line wide open, this blowing into another part of the house. That way, if it has to blow excess off, so I don't burn this out, because you can heat these things up if too much restriction is going. Buckethead Aquatics says they are powerful, though. The big outlet is the air intake. Gotcha. Upside DIY. I used to hear about YouTube partnership. It's a group that advertise for you, mainly with larger channels. You're thinking of MCMs. I'm not going to join an MCM. At one point, when I first originally started this channel, because you'll notice I think I started this channel in 2009. So why is it taking 9 years to get 700 people? It's because I started originally when I was still in college, like 9 years ago, or not 9 years ago, maybe in 2006 again. I started back up into the fish hobby in 2005, shortly after I got out of the Marine Corps. So I didn't put my first video up till 2009. I created videos on my cell phone and I put them on my computer. That's why the quality is so shitty, because the cameras back then were shitty. So you might see some old turtle videos that I have, or turtle pictures on Instagram. I just got to pull them up, dig back into my Google Photos, because I upload them all. because I was paying for a Google package for data. It was like $4.99 or $9.99 for a terabyte of space. So that way I would have it off my computer, just in case my computer ever crashed. It'd be up in the cloud. But I don't think I'll join an MCM. I'd rather make my own MCM, become the MCM, where people come to me so they can get better rates. Because really, if you get if you have 1,000 subs and you get the 4,000 watch hours, you can turn on advertising for yourself. I already have a Google AdWords account and all the other accounts set up because I was getting advertising money. I think I got a $35 sitting in the kitty, but they only send checks out once you earn your first 100. And that's why I think they said at 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours, you'll have made your first $100 with YouTube or through advertising. This through YouTube. Buckethead Aquatics says tall boys. Yep, back to the tall boys. It's my day off, so I don't have to be to work till noontime tomorrow. So I got plenty of time. Upside DI, yes, having a channel and being smart, you'll be okay. Oh yeah, I mean, I'd like to. I'm looking at back getting into turtles, and I've already contacted a breeder that I've gotten turtles from. I'm gonna get Diamondback, Northern Diamondback terrapins that are bred in captivity because you can't take them out of the wild without a permit. I did have one via permit because it kept going in my dad's pool many years ago, which I've told this story before. So I'm sorry if I keep bringing up old stories, but this is for anyone that hasn't been here in a while and hasn't heard the story for a while. So when I get that, there'll be a ton of turtle videos coming out because I love turtles. I love them more than fish, to be honest with you. But I wanted to make sure I had a big enough home. So once that 125 came in, I wouldn't need for the northern back terrapins. The males only grow to be 6 or 7 inches in length and shell. So they figure, again, every inch of turtle is 10 gallons of water for a turtle, especially an aquatic turtle. I like to go 1.5 times. But so an 8-inch shell, right? Because they measure by shell, not the overall length, but the tail and the head, because those can go in. It's probably 10 or 12, 13 inches. So got plenty of room front to back on a 125. I looked at a 125 gallon or 150 gallon stock tank used. I've even thought about building a pond right here and just framing it with 2x6s and this buying pond liner. I can buy a pond liner on Amazon or eBay, like a good 3 mil or 6 mil or whatever that is, the standard pond stuff, cut it down to the size I want and make like a 300 or 400 500 gallon pond, indoor pond right in my living room. Buckethead Aquatics says drinking Guinness myself. Yeah, Guinness isn't bad. I don't mind Guinness. I just think it's like drinking a meal. That's my personal preference. I like Miller Lite. Me personally, I'd rather do liquor, but if I do liquor, I'll drink like half a handle and I'll be, I can't do that. It'd be fun, maybe if, like on a Saturday night into Sunday, and I didn't have to go pick up my son and go anywhere the next day. I would just stay up and do like 4 8-hour streams in a row and let's drink with you guys. It'd be funny. You guys get a big kick out of it. Island Queen says, Upside DIY says, I need to resubmit to Mark Shelby. He's a good guy with low subs. Yep. Island Queen, love turtles. Yep, definitely. Upside DIY. Most good guys have jobs. A lot of people make YouTube videos but have complications. Well, that's kind of like me having complications because I'll go into it a little bit. I'm a Marine Corps vet. I served from 2000 to 2004, November 2000 through November 2004. I served over in Iraq. I've been almost during the Second War. For Operation Iraqi Freedom. Just about 7 or 8 months in country for one tour. I only did one tour. Almost had to go on a second one. Was shot at. Almost blown up with grenades, mortars. Came under chemical attack, which hit on our flank with the Scuds. A Scud that didn't get shot down and landed almost on top of a unit. So that was interesting. So I've seen a lot of things. So I have post-traumatic stress disorder. So I have my moments. That's why I come on here and stream. And when money gets really tight, that's when I get really down. So when I kind of disappear, there's other reasons because I'm down because money might be tight, my hours might be different, or big expense came up with whether it was family, like my son that's had to have braces put on. That's like $6,400, adding $125 a month to the payment I give my wife for child support, which is no big deal. I don't mind paying it, even though she lives at home with her mom and doesn't pay a bill. It's for my son, but that's a long story. So I have issues when things happen, and I had a 2-week, probably about a month ago, 2 weeks where I didn't work. I had enough sick time, but I didn't work because I was down in the dumps. I thought about streaming each day. I would sit here, get to the computer, and that's like, nah, I can't do it. And then I would go back and lay in my bed. So I have my moments just from the service and other things that have happened in my life that get me down, but I push through eventually and I keep trucking. Buckethead Aquatics says, build a plywood tank, bro. They're sweet. I've been tempted to build a plywood tank, but I'm going to build an indoor pond first before I build the plywood tank. Upside DIY said, that's how this world is. Hermits and permits. Yep. Cyclic King Aquatics, thanks for your service. Yeah, no problem. Upside DIY, yes, my brother served in 2003 when who was 9? When I was 9, is that what you mean? Yeah, so I mean, when he was 21. Gotcha. Sound is good. Sound is awesome. It might have been the other game where it was loud. My upside DIY, my files in the service. Yep. I had all my files in the VAs. Long story short, the VA screwed me out of some benefits, and it's been a long, challenging fight, which kind of makes me depressed, and that's when I have my moments and down times. Upside DIY, awesome people. They come back, go to school. Yep. Oh, flies in the service. Gotcha. Flies planes. Cool. Very cool. That's awesome. And believe it or not, I thought about doing like a veterans type channel for like support for people with post-traumatic stress disorder. That would probably be big, where a bunch of vets get in the chats and do Google Hangouts, and I probably can get to 1,000 sub and 4,000 watch hours probably within a couple months just doing that type of content. I could talk about that stuff all day and how I'm dealing with the VA and stuff and the rants and stuff. Yeah, and Island Queen, like I said, part of the reason why I couldn't stream is because I had to downgrade. I got rid of my cable outright because I was working at my old place, my old job, where they cut my overtime hours, where I was doing like 10 or 15, like somewhere between 6 and 10 hours overtime each week. So they cut my hours back to 2 hours each week. So that was only 4 out of possibly 20 hours that I would get for overtime. So I couldn't afford the cable anymore. Not even at 70, 80 bucks. Because during the winter, I have to pay babysitting on top of child support, which is another $200 or $300. I'm not going to lie, I don't make a ton of money. Probably after taxes, I probably only clear, I shouldn't even be saying this, 14, 15, 1600 bucks. And my wife was looking for about 1,200 of it. Phil Emerson, Soapbox Debris. Thank you for service. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. It was something I want to do since I was a kid. I don't regret it. Even having to go serve over in the war, I had a lot of good times, have lifelong friends. It's different when you go serve with someone and you start getting shot at. That bond becomes more like blood and family. You'll never forget those guys. Buckethead Aquatics says right on. I built a 220 for my Poly Petruis. I don't know. Now I want to do a 10-foot tank. Best thing ever. Well, almost. Alan Queen says, I'm glad you're feeling better back streaming with us at Brian. Yep. Hi, Phil. Upside DUI. Yes, I got lucky. My child support was a written agreement in court. Oh, written agreement in court. She could change it, but didn't. Yeah, brothers agreement. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so I don't want to say too much. My son's in the other room, and he didn't want me to shut the door, so I got to be careful how loud I get. It was a mutual. Me and my wife are separated, so my son comes here since my schedule changed 3 days a week. I see him Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'll usually stream those days, or I mean Sunday and Monday. So yeah. So I won't lie, my child support's about $430 a month, maybe $440. But that's after taxes. So if you after taxes, what did I say? I make like $1,800. So that's $430. Me and my wife have insurance, car insurances together, because that saves us about $20 a month a piece in insurance. Plus, I got to keep renter's insurance, so I owe her about another $130 plus his health insurance. So it's about $650 a month I owe her. So say $650 out of, well, let's go with $1,800, right? What's that leave? $1,150 roughly. Then I got to pay $650 for rent. So what's that? Like $500 left. Then I have to my gas bill to go to and from work with the new job's about $200 a month, and then food, and then all the other incidental expenses, credit cards, and all that. So if I don't work overtime, I'm screwed. But enough with that. Upside DIY, yeah, just $250. See, if me and my wife go to family court, I won't have to pay $420 a month for child support. It'll probably be like $150 a month. My son's only 11. He really doesn't need all that much. If I only had to pay $150, that would free up what, like $400, $300 and something dollars. Yep. Buckethead says, raise some fish, bro. I'm making bank selling on eBay. I got to get a website up. I know I could do it through word of mouth here and Facebook. But that's why I was breeding fancy guppies, because I was going to sell assorted fancy guppies like a trio. Let people pick them, show them the tick of the females and males, sell a trio for like $20 plus shipping. You know, $15-20. You know, whatever flat rate box is for 3-day shipping, 2-day shipping. I already know the cost on heater packs for 3 days. So yeah, if someone wants it overnight it. I mean, the 3-day pack will keep the guppies fine, and I'll put some little plants in there. I could sell some of the Naha grass, some of my Java moss, Christmas moss, flame moss, all that. Those mosses would sell pretty good. You know, there's some stuff here I could sell. My super reds are breeding in the 75 now. I did see eggs. I last stream earlier today. I hadn't seen eggs, but I saw the 2 males in 2 different pleco caves, and you know, the terracotta pot pleco caves protecting it. But one of them moved just slightly, and I did see a pile of eggs there. So 2 females obviously dropped the eggs, because I think I added 6 or 8 super reds, different sizes, into the 75-gallon. Plus, I got chocolate plecos in there that are breeding, so I can sell chocolate plecos, super red plecos, which I believe are the long fin ones, if I remember correctly. So I'll sell the babies once those get to about 1 inch or 2 inches big. So right there, if I sell the babies, super red plecos, that's bank right there. I could sell them on Aquabid. Yes, kids help with work in the future. Yep. My son helps me around the fish room when I'm doing water changes and stuff. Queen says, my phone is about to die. Thanks for the stream. Maybe I'll see you later again if you're still streaming. Alan Queen says bye, everyone. Phil Emerson, Soapbox Debris, see you, Queen. Yep, see you. Thanks again for sharing and liking and all that stuff. It's greatly appreciated. Upside DIY. It's hard getting going through it though, but it's the right thing. Yeah, I mean, technically, me and my wife don't have a signed agreement, so I could go tell her to pound sand. But then if we went to family court, then I'd have to pay in the rears, and I'd rather not do that. Plus, my son does have expenses, you know. But that's beside the point. Buckethead Aquatics says I have about 30 strains of guppies myself. Regional box A are your best deal on postage. Yeah, I'm not sure what the flat rate boxes go for. I have a lot of flat rate boxes from like Jeremy and other people sending me flat rate boxes for like 2-day, 3-day stuff. 3-day, I'm a little hesitant on. I'd rather do 2-day or 1-day shipping. I know it's a lot of money more, but even if you put a 72-hour pack, even if it was delayed a day, you still, even if it was 2-day shipping, you get it the third day. Not 3-day shipping and then it's delayed and then the ice pack, the heat pack's gone. So yeah. What kind of strains do you have, Buckethead Aquatics? Oh yeah, plus I got cherry red shrimp breeding. I got blue velvet shrimp breeding, which is a line of the cherry red shrimp, and I also have snowball shrimp that I got from Sergeant Tanks. Same with the chocolate plecos. You know, those are a good strain. So other stuff I can sell. I'm just really hesitant to ship because what happens is I get paid bi-weekly, so I hemorrhage a lot of money. This is why I'm trying to hopefully I get this other job because it pays weekly. So every Friday it'll be easier not to hemorrhage so much money. And with me being a single dad, having my own place, rent electricity is between $80 to $120 a month, depending on how cold it is outside. Island Queen. Buckethead says 7 to 10 for shipping, depends on location. So you're thinking the standard flat rate shipping to the United Postal Service. That's what I was looking at, and it's based on weight too. So if I did the flat box, that's what, $8-10, like you said. But if someone wanted second day, like air or ground or whatever, or overnight shipping, for like probably the super red plecos, I would probably want to do either 2-day, or I would say you got a 100% live arrival guarantee for overnight shipping 2-day. It'll be guaranteed, but you have to be there to pick it up, and it does send me a text. I know the UPS does send texts and let you know when the package gets delivered. So that's what I would do. And you'd have to send me a photo via text or an email showing dead on arrival. And I'll only do it for an hour. Once, if you've already opened the bag and then there's dead fish, the bag has to be sealed closed the way I shipped it, because I'll know what it looks like because I'm the one that packed it. So yeah, I'm sure you do the same thing, Bucket Aquatics. I'm just interested if you got any strains, because all mine are fancy guppies, assorted. I never did get one particular strain, but Jason, our Fish Tropics, says it looks like, I know I got ones that look like snake skin or cobra skin, some that look like deltas, some that look like a sunburst. I know there's a few different ones, and you can get different traits. So the ones I like, I'm going to pick the best ones that are like the best females, the best males. We'll get to set aside. I have most of the males in their own tank of this roughly the same colors. Yes, it's a flat rate. I have just over 95% survival. Upside DUI, I said books used to be good market. Yeah, I mean, also what I've done is now with the description in these live streams, I have set it up in an Amazon Associates account. So if people click on those links and purchase something, yes, I only receive a tiny commission. It could only be 1 or 2% of the overall total for that purchase, but every little bit helps. So if it's a $9 thing, what do I get? 25 cents? If there's enough orders like that, believe it or not, money starts racking in, and every little penny adds up. Not that I'm trying to be a money grubber, but if I want to start shipping, I got to be able to afford to ship stuff. I mean, if people pay me through PayPal, which I'm going to request PayPal or whatever other direct thing, or Zelle, because you can transfer money through Zelle for free, I believe. One of those types. It's a Zelle is a phone app. All you need to know is the person's phone number and email address or whatever. Signing up is free. My brother sends me money through it when I'm having a really difficult time, so I know it works. And the same day you get that Zelle purchase, even if the bank's closed, it's deposited in your account just as if it was like same day as cash. So yeah, it works. And I don't believe Zelle takes like a percentage point or anything like that. I've never sent money through Zelle. I've always only received. I know PayPal, if it's a gift, I don't think legally I don't think they take any money. Now, if it's for a business transaction, the person receiving the money will lose the money, but I'll have that added into the cost because I'm not going to pay it. If you're sending me money, whatever. That's why let's do it through the gift way, because then there's no cost to either you or I, or we do a different form of payment. You know, but it is what it is. I'm excited to try to get into shipping more. Like I said, I get probably about 10 or 11 flat rate boxes with the like 3 of them are from Jeremy, and he's got that insulation that he uses around him. And then I already have the bags. I have about 50 or 60 or 100 bags from my aquarium box when I was getting that service for $24.99 a month. Buckethead Aquatics. Blue Moscow, Green Hulks, Red Lace, Metalheads, Red Tuxedo Koi, White Dumbo Airs, Red Mosaic Dumbo Air, Pandas, and many, many more. Cool. Upside DIY, you have to spend to earn. Save up every penny, like you said. Yep, exactly. That's what my goal was to start small, because honestly, I eventually I love fish keeping. I love to have reptiles. I love to, up here in this area, I'd love to open up a mom and pop store for fish keeping. There's a lot of buildings that are empty that I've looked. Some of them are only $600 or $800 a month for rent for like 2,000 square feet. But then I got to have the capital to, like, I would take all these tanks and put them in the business. You know what I mean? But I have to have enough money saved where I want to be able to cover at least 6 or 8 months of rent plus electricity. Plus, I'd have to buy all my own tanks, buy stock tanks. I'd probably have to get an import, unless I can find enough local breeders to me that would be willing to ship, or I could go pick them up, because I do have a van kind of like Corey's, but mine's older. I know you got to spend money to earn money, so Upside DIY, just to get past child support. David's Fish Tanks. Hello, everyone. Hello, David Fish Tanks. Long time no see. Hi, David. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, what time are we running on? 11:17. Still early tonight. Clear all notifications. So yeah, let me know how you guys like this stream. For some reason, even though I got a 1080p camera that does 30 frames a second, it's always streaming at 720. So I don't know if it's a setting somewhere I can change, but I'm doing it through the YouTube app, so I probably can't change it, or through the YouTube website. I know if I go offline and I use like XSplit or OBS, I can get it to 1080p quality. So let's see. Buckethead Aquatics says, I started with 1 strain and 3 tanks. I have 80 tanks, and the guppies. I have 88 tanks, and the guppies bought them all. Nice. That's cool. Phil Emerson says, great. Emerson Soapbox Debris says, great stream. Phil Emerson, hello. Yeah, it's been a good stream. I've enjoyed it. I know it's going to be soon Tuesday morning. This is the time I usually stream, somewhere between 9 and 9:30 at night till about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 4. Because originally my old schedule, I didn't have to be until 2 p.m. So I could stream till 6 a.m. and then go sleep for 4 or 5 hours, because that's probably all I usually get, or less, with my back being hurt right now from someone rear-ending me. I'm okay. Just a little sore, some muscle spasms. Nothing's broken. I have Flexerol and steroid to help with the inflammation, but I don't take them when I have to pick my son up, and I could take it right now, but my back's feeling okay because I'm probably 2 tall boys in. Kind of not really feeling it, but just starting to feel warm and tingly, and I don't really want to mix beer with steroids because last time I did that, where I was out for 2.5, 3 weeks, and I was streaming every day, I put on like 20 pounds due to all the tall boys I drank between those 3 weeks. Upside DUI, I maybe provide a deal to other businesses just in case business is slow at basically starting a corporation with stock and then the day trading is. Yeah, I know about that. I believe it or not, I actually started up a long time ago corporate consulting when I was going to go into what my father does, where he makes a ton of money, but your finances have to be straight. Like you can't have a shitty credit rating because my father used to work for Boeing and places like that, doing Oracle PeopleSoft upgrades. I'm not going to say what he was making an hour, but it was something obscene. The business was making this, and he was making this. So, you got 100% pie chart or whatever bar. He was probably taking home quarter to a third of what the business was making. The rest was going into the business because the insurance he had to carry and all that. So I have the basic principles behind that. I also help run a landscaping company. I was a VP of a landscaping company. So I know the payrolls and stuff, what things cost, know how to price stuff to get it going. Fish keeping's different because I'm not looking to be a business. I want to have, fish fam rates. So I figured if I sold a trio of guppies, 1 male, 2 females, or 1 male, 3 females, or, whatever, not a trio, but I don't know what you call 4. But maybe do it for like $15 to $20 up to $25 plus shipping. I don't know if that's too much. Phil Emerson, Soapbox Debris says, pain sucks. Just hard both hips. I had both hips replaced. Yep. Upside DUI. Oh, yeah, I remember about that story about before the divorce. Yep. I mean, just like anything, I love the fish fam because we're here to support each other. It's great to talk to everyone. This support, this helps me out so much. That's all I'm looking like. Honestly, I couldn't ask for anything more. Being able to because besides the people I work with where I live, I don't know anyone up here besides my wife and her immediate family and the people I work with. I don't really socialize with anyone. I have a son, but I have other days that I could go out, go to the bar if I wanted to go to a bar if I had the money. And a lot of it is I don't socialize because I'm running a really tight ship. It's really, it's tight. So that's why I'm saying I'm hoping. I mean, with moving to this new job, yes, it's an extra 30 miles per day round trip, but I get a lot more overtime, and it's making me pay my bills a little bit easier. So if I can pick up and start sending out a couple packages a day where I make a little bit of profit, $5, $6, $10, that'll add up, each week, even if it's only 1 package a week, nothing big, hey, every little bit helps. If that's an extra, 1 package a week, if that's an extra $40 in my pocket at the end of the month, that's awesome. That could be an extra tank of gas. It could be the food that puts food back on the table. Upside DIY. I know someone that had the operation. Wow. Sure, I have to harvest. Yep. Don't mind me. Part of the reason why I didn't do really many late night streams when I was streaming every so often, it was earlier in the night, is because my new shift, having to be to work at noontime, and I only work a 4-day work schedule now. So whatever I do in 4 days, it's 10-hour shifts. More like by the time I travel, it's more like a 12-hour shift each day, 4 days a week. Yes, I have 3 days off, but still, usually Thursdays, as long as my son doesn't have anything big, and he's going to his cousin or the twins' house to stay over. I usually have my son Thursday, Sunday, Monday. So yeah, things are fun with him. He likes to get in here. My wife doesn't really want him on the live stream or in any videos, but he's 11 years old. You know, I'll make more of a family live stream if he's hanging out watching. He gets a kick out of this watching what people say in the chat and stuff like that. Upside DIY, I'm learning about gems and cutting. That's cool. That's awesome. That sounds very interesting. Honestly, I like to do anything where I can use my hands because I find that I learn better with my hands. So doing any stuff in the, this fish room or my fish apartment, if you want to call it, helps tremendously with my post-traumatic stress disorder, all that stuff from the service and other things going on in my life. Nothing better. My therapy. But my therapy can be very expensive. But most of what you guys see, that's a used tank. That is a new tank, but I got it on sale. Most of these 10 gallons are used tanks. I only bought 2 of those. That tank over there is one that I've had for about 15 years. This resealed it. This 55. Like, I got deals. Like, this 55 only cost me like $15 because the edges were chipped. Like I could replace 2 of the panels on the lengthwise, but I just haven't. I just resealed it and hope for the best. If it leaks, it leaks. I can always cut it down and make a different size tank. I have a glass cutter. I've cut glass before. I've done it just for fun to see what I can make. So yeah, like many plans. But Buckethead Aquatics says I sold about 44,000 this year. Guppies equal money machines. Yep. Well, guppies are cheap. That's what I was thinking with the shipping. I mean, you tell me, Buckethead Aquatics, what do you charge roughly for a trio to see if I'm even right? I figured $15 is a fair price, depending on what the trio looks like. A male and 2 females. I don't know how you do it. If you don't want to tell me, you can want to PM me after this, fine, whatever. But I'm just curious. Or is it more like $10 for a trio? I'm just thinking, looking at the prices, if I was to get a male or 2 males and a female at like PetSmart, yes, they're more discounted because they buy such bulk. So I figured, anyways, a guppy's probably worth about $4 a piece, right? Give or take. Males are probably worth more than females because they're colors. Upside DOI says, just do one thing at a time. Learning lots. Going to make your mind tired but strong too. Yep. Upside DIY for psychiatrist to overcharge. Yep. Upside DOI, some things are overpriced. Buckethead Aquatics says depends on the strain. 15 to 75 for a trio. Average price is about 40. So I'm thinking because my trio's on a true line, or they came fancy guppies. I got them straight from PetSmart. So I just got to say about it. Yes, did they have tuxedos? They got like 3 or 4 different straight strains. But I'm wondering if I maybe purchase a strain from you or someone else in the fish hobby. Or we do a swap. I don't know if you sell shrimp. Maybe I send you some red cherry shrimp or something like that, some snowball shrimp or something else. Maybe we just pay shipping each way, like we do a swap or something where I can get a decent, like straight, good strain. You know what I mean? True strain of certain things so I can start something new. Otherwise, I'll just sell them as assorted guppy strains. Otherwise, I'll just have to look online and look at the different pictures. I just don't want to sell something that's not a true strain, knowing it's been mixed, all the females and all the males in the same tank at once. Upside DYS says, yes, there's no refunds on fish after 7 days. Well, the only way I'll give a refund on fish is if they did overnight shipping, had the heat pack, the heat pack would be included in the price. This is why I was thinking 15 to 20 for a trio. Just for assorted, based on what I have. If I can know their true line with cobras, like say cobra guppies or tuxedos or whatever, because I probably have a mix of everything now, because I would say I probably have about 500 to 600 guppies sitting in between 6 or 8 tanks. They're over-filtered, so I'm not worried, and heavily planted. So, yes, no refunds after 7 days. There will be no refunds. If fish die, I'll send a new fish out. And I probably eat the shipping, you know? And I'd probably insure the shipping that way if the package got lost. Like United States Postal Service, I forgot it was on the back of the truck and it sat there for 4 days due to a holiday. I'd have to chase them for the money, but I would try to make it right for the customer, you know, as much to my ability as I can. Buckethead Squad, I like to run auctions and let the market set the price. I would be delighted to swap with you. Yeah, so do you sell Buckethead Aquatics? Do you sell on Aquabid or do you do it through eBay? Oh, yeah, because eBay you can set a reserve rate that's like Aquabid. Like you want a minimum of like 15 or 20 bucks, and then you send them out. I just don't want people like me to. I don't want to write this is a true strain. Blah blah blah. It came originally from a tuxedo strain. If I'm saying I'm doing a black tuxedo guppy, female, males, all that, and then they're actually been in a mixed tank is what I'm getting at. I think I should just buy one specific strain, run that out, and then get different strains, get like 3 different strains going, get the best of them, and then ship those out. Let's see. Maple Street Aquatics says, hey guys, long time no see, Maple Street. How you been? Buckethead Aquatics says, I sell mixed fry 2 weeks old for $29. Pure strain, oh, where's the money at? So that's what I was getting at. So you sell mixed fry 2 weeks old for $29. That's with shipping and all that. That's not bad. I'm thinking more of not fry guppy, guppy fry, because I'd wonder because it's cold up here at night. You know what I mean? Because I am in upstate New York, to ship it to Virginia, it'd be going through a lot of different climates. So, yeah, or I'm just using Virginia as an example. Buckethead Aquatics says Aquabid and eBay and word of mouth. Gotcha. Phil Emerson Soapbox Debris says, hello, Maple Street. Up says DIY. Say, I saw some red tails for $3.99. Upside DIY at my local fish store. Baby koi. Baby koi is $7. Yeah. So I probably, you know what? I might just hit Aquabid, eBay, and then put it up on Facebook Marketplace selling guppies locally. Maybe if people are willing to meet me locally, there'd be no shipping charge. But there would be if I had to travel 50 miles. Hey, there's a $5 delivery if you want it delivered, or $10 depending on where it was going. I mean, if it's over 50 miles, I'd probably ship it. That's because I don't want to. That's a lot of money in gas. 50 miles one way, so it's 100 miles round trip. That's probably a quarter tank of gas in my van, so that's probably $10 to $12 in gas. So probably cheaper to sort of ship. Upside DY at my local fish store, baby core $7. Oh yeah, upside DY, but fancy guppies are $7 because they spawn a lot. What, $7 a piece? Because $7 a piece is a premium for fancy guppies, especially assorted. I mean, if they're particular strains for one, like a one tuxedo male for $7, that sounds probably about right. I'm just using tuxedo. I don't know. It's stuck in my head. And fancy guppies, people always want fancy guppies. That's the thing. Wichita, Kansas, Wink, tall boys and all. Yep. I love me my Miller Lite tall boys. Originally, when I first started drinking, I was straight up liquor drinker. I could not stand beer. In a way, I still can't, but for some reason, when I tasted Miller, it tasted better than Budweiser and all the other ones, and I've just stuck to it. Now, I do love a Yingling beer. Yingling, oh boy.
Huh.
But Yingling beer is a lot more, but it tastes a lot better too. Upside DY, I'm not sure. Just big tails. Yep. Buckethead Aquatics says, I like to sell fry. It's like a monthly income from each tank. I got you. So, what do you sell the fry from your straight, your straight strains or mixed strains or both? I'm just curious because what are you selling fry at? Do you sell 10 fry for like $10? What do you do? Especially because they're fry. I'm sure there's some dead loss when you might ship. You know what I mean? Because fry are tiny. I figure they'd be more frail. Maybe something more of a juvie where they're like maybe a half inch long. You know what I mean? A little bit bigger and a little bit fatter. But I'm sure I was thinking if I was going to ship fish out too, if it's going to be 2 days or 3 days that they're going to be in a mail, I'd put one of those ammonia, cut those little ammonia pieces, where it absorbs the ammonia in the bag. I can't remember what you call them. So, yeah. Miller is great. Yep. Gotta love it. Yeah, I could go to the Beast and get them for like $1 a piece for this size, but I haven't drank Milwaukee's Best in forever. If I was being really cheap. But sometimes I can find deals. Two of these for $2 or 2 for $3, which isn't bad. Upside DY says I actually have some crop plants learning to propagate fruit trees. Cool. Gotta run. See you again soon. Later all. Stay safe. Hey, Phil Emerson, if you can leave your computer on in the background, it'd be greatly appreciated. Just mute me. But I shouldn't tell you what to do. Just be greatly appreciated. Thank you anyways for all your help and supporting the stream. Later, Phil says Maple Street Aquatics. Upside DY says, okay, Phil, take care. Peak concurrent. So let's see. We've been live. I've been alive almost for an hour and 26 minutes. Total view time is 8 hours. Average live view duration is just about 13 minutes. Peak concurrent viewers were 10 at one point. Highest broadcast alert. What's that? Slates insertion. Preview player must be playing the live point in the stream to enable the slates. Gotcha. Add insert. Should monetize must be enabled. Yep. I can't monetize, so it doesn't matter. Highlights can only be created when the sync to preview players option is enabled. All right. Someone was just telling something. Bucket Aquatics says I sell 10 fry, 2 weeks old, pure strain for $30 to $60. I rarely lose fish, bro, but I include a couple extra just in case. It makes people happy. I'd always include extra fish. So if I send 10, I'm going to probably send 2 or 3 extra. That's not bad. So for a pure strain, for 10 fry, 2 weeks old, $30 to $60 is $30 to $60 including the shipping. Buckethead Aquatics. Sorry, I'm just trying to get what the market's doing right now. And since you've been doing it for like a year or more, I've watched all Jeremy or Sergeant Tank's videos on how he packs fish, and I liked how he packs fish with the insulation, and then he's got the heater, not touching the bags, but a pocket of air in between, like almost like air gap between the the heating element. I can't remember what you call it. The heater packs. And I'd be putting 72-hour heater packs in them anyways. Probably 2 depending on how many size of the fish. What size of guppy bag. And guppy fry are tiny, so you probably can put 10 in one of those little bags that are like 6 inches wide, 20 or 30, 18 inches tall or whatever. I know you want more air than water, and I would throw one of those ammonia little pieces in there for whatever's in there, and probably maybe a little bit of Java fern. So, Maple Street Aquatics says fry ship much better than adult shrimp. Yeah, because fry get used to your water parameters so they can easily adjust. That makes sense. I was just thinking vinegar so they would color up quicker, but to go from fry to where they start becoming colorful is what? 2 months tops, a month and a half, depending on how you power feed them. Upside UI says I want to breed barbs or crabs. Is it? Yeah, crabs. That'd be cool. Excuse me. Upside DIY says buy live big fish from the seafood market. Yep. Bucket egg costs. Yes, I do free shipping. Yeah, so free shipping's included in your cost though. That's what I was thinking of doing is with the shipping, it would be included like 30 or 40 bucks. So if a flat rate box takes 3 days to get there, unless they want it overnighted, if it's overnighted, I'll get an overnight price for a flat rate box, which I have no problem doing because they're paying the shipping. So I'll write right there. This is based on a 3-day ship, or do you plan them for overnights with your shipping for the flat rate box? Buckethead Aquatics says you only need one heat pack, though when it's below 20 degrees, I use a box inside of a box. Well, I got a lot of Sergeant Tanks things, so I have the insulation inside the box. So I guess I could put them in a smaller box because I do have smaller boxes where I could put them in, and then I could put the heaters above the box. That way there's a barrier plus the insulation, so they wouldn't get shook up too bad either. I mean, they would because it's going to get handled, and any bumps the people hit. But I know it's what you want 2/3 air compared to 1/3 water, roughly. So if you got 4 inches of water or 5 inches of water in a big bag, you want the rest, depending on the box size, to be air. Unless you're using a breather bag, then it doesn't matter. You can fill it all the way to the top. Yeah, because at night right here, we've had a couple cold nights. There was one night where it was -12 up here already, and that was last week. So, Upside DY says you can harvest all kinds of fish in tide ponds, tide pools, and fishing in some places. Puffers, octopus. My dad got a 7-foot. Cool. Oh, 7-foot shark for free. Yeah. You just got to be careful because if you're sure, like some of that stuff is coming from the ocean. If you can bag one of them, you got to have the salt water, an aerator, you know what I mean? A battery operated pump to keep it, and maybe even a heater in it to keep the water right. So, but we're all here. Most of us are pretty good fish keepers, I would say, or at least experienced fish keepers. Maple Street Aquatics says, I've got guppies breeding in the mid-60s. Yeah, well, from what I've understood from different people that sell fish a lot, for the guppies, cooler temperatures are better, but not much below like 69 degrees or 70 degrees because then there's a chance they could get ick. But if you said you're breeding, I got guppies breeding in the mid-60s, that's not bad. That's good to know. So, because my apartment stays right around, I'll tell you what, my apartment is currently 68.8 degrees because I have one of those humidity monitors and all that. It tells me what the humidity is in here, the temp. So room temperature. So these two tanks are probably right at 68 or 69 degrees, right? So that would be good. Then I'll breed guppies. I'll get rid of the heaters in these tanks because then the males and the females won't burn out as much, Bucket Egg Require says it's a 2 or 3 day. It depends on location. I use breather bags as if something goes wonky, they have a chance to survive. Maple Street Aquatics says no heaters in any of my tanks, and the fish room is in the basement. I gotcha. So the basement pretty much will stay, but I don't know where you live, Maple Street Aquatics. I live in upstate New York. I'm literally where I live right now, probably as a crow flies, probably 50 miles from the Canada border, heading towards Montreal area. To get to Fish Tropic, it's a 5-hour drive, 5.5-hour drive from where I live. And believe me, I've talked about going up to see Fish Tropic. Maybe that might be a winter excursion if I can set enough money aside. Maybe we'll get our cola check because we didn't get one last year. And the last time we got a cola check, it was $2,000, so I took home $1,500 afterwards. That would do a lot for me. That would be money for me to save for the winter, for child support, all that, and I'd probably spend about $100, $200 buying stuff for the fish stuff. maybe extra bags and stuff to do shipping with. Northern Indiana. So I'm further north than you. Get a lot more cold. During the winter, here in the next month, the average temperature at night will be hovering right around 0 and -10. With wind chill, it'll be somewhere between 20 and 30 below. So this is why I'm talking about two heat packs. Especially if I'm going to be consistent shipping them through the winter. This to be careful, because if it's that cold outside and the package gets left on overnight in a cold vehicle, that vehicle will be almost the same temperature as outside. Yes, there's no wind getting in the vehicle, but yeah. Upside DIY says, I can harvest wild guppies in August. I've got all sorts of my things and have a pond. That'll be cool. Yeah, if I'm going to stay here this summer, I'm definitely going to set up, even if it's an 18-gallon tote, maybe some stock tanks or bigger totes outside, that like Rubbermaid totes. Outside, make sure it's okay with my landlord, maybe in the shade where it gets part shade most of the day. I'm not going to put a heater in it, and then I'll put some kind of netting over it, and I'll have a lot of fancy guppies breed in like 150-gallon stock tank or something, because stock tanks are cheap. I can find used ones here because there's a lot of farm area up here for like, $50-$60, half price what a brand new one will cost. And most of the stock tanks are Rubbermaid, so they're built to last and built to deal with the freeze. Upside DIY says, but I'm starting from scratch on things I could have been doing 20 years ago. Yep, I hear you. I'm about the same way. I've only been in upstate New York for about 4.5, almost 5 years now. Actually more like closer to 6. And it's 2018, so that means I came here in 2012-ish or 2013-ish. I'll say 2013. Or maybe. I would say it's right around 5 years that I've been here, because I worked another job before this one. And when I first came up, I was still receiving payments from the Yellow Ribbon program, because I was still going full time. I was remoting in. So for the last few months of the Yellow Ribbon program. Buckethead Aquatics says, guppies metabolism is key to temp. I keep mine warm to increase production and growth. But yes, cool will keep them going longer in the long run. Yep. On Maple Street Aquatics says, I'm just experimenting on breeding fish and cooler tanks to try and breed some real hardy fish. Makes sense. That's a good plan. Maple Street Aquatics says, subscribe to both of you guys in the chat. That's awesome. That's one thing I meant to say. With being in the fish family, if I see a new name in here, I'll right click on them, or click their name, or click the thing, and I'll go to their channel. Why isn't it let me do that in this? Oh, because it's the YouTube one. I got to go to the live stream. So like Buckethead Aquatics, click. Go to channel. I know I'm already subbed to Buckethead Aquatics, so. Buckethead Aquatics says, stock tanks are way better than small totes outside. Larger water volume helps prevent rapid temp swings. Yeah. See, my smallest stock tank, if I was going to have stock tanks outside, would be probably 50 gallons. Probably more like 100-gallon stock tank would be the minimum. And I found 2 or 3 of them that are still up. I just have to contact the person. I get 3 100-gallon stock tanks for about $150-$200, which is awesome, because normally a 100-gallon stock tank is like a little over $100 or right at $100 for 100+ gallon for 100-gallon. So I'm surprised. It's subbed to Buckethead Aquatics. Let's see. I know I'm subbed to Maple Street. Phil Emerson, I know I'm subbed to him too. See, I sub pretty much to everyone. In live streams, even when I wasn't streaming, I was still checking out people's live streams and videos, and I was subbing to people even when it was an old live stream, because it showed the live chat. So I do that. Upside DIY, why real jobs, learning to be a casino dealer. Upside DIY, or even a janitor. I have a kid pool, but just use it for rain cover for my bike parts. Gotcha. A 3 high kid pool rack. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, because even the kiddie pools, I can get the kiddie pools. Yes, they're not very tall. They might be only 12 inches tall, but the width of them is like 4 feet. You know what I mean? 4 feet by 12 inches is how many gallons? You know? What, 50, 40? Maybe more? You could go guppies in a shallow tank like that, but I'd be more afraid of temperature swings because that's less water for the sunlight to penetrate, more algae. I mean, obviously, I'd be putting plants out there, Java moss and all that, Java fern. I'd want to keep that thing in more of the shade where it's sitting at about 71, 72 degrees during the day on an 80-degree day. At night, it'd probably drop into the high 60s or something like that. I'd probably put a solar water pump on them because you can get those for like $20 on Amazon, with the little waterfall or water thing. Something that does like 40 or 100 gallons a day. Solar with I don't know if it would have a battery backup on it, but it is what it is. And they got solar pumps, like air stones. So I could have an air stone going to at least keep water movement. Buckethead Aquatics says, I raise fire mouse and a kiddie pool. Nice. Maple Street Aquatics says, I've bred mosquito larvae and a kiddie pool, right? Well, that's why you get rice fish. If I was going to have an outside tank, I'd probably have rice fish in them. Any fish will eat a mosquito larvae if they get big enough, because the larvae are really tiny. So once the fish get big enough, I'd probably put more adults and juvies, fancy guppies or whatever, out in whatever ponds, because I would want to make sure, because any mosquitoes that drop larvae in there is going to get eaten by the fish. I'd probably put a koi or goldfish. Maybe not koi because they have pretty big mouths, but smaller goldfish, rice fish, something that's cheap that doesn't grow much more than 4 or 5 inches in length, or even like 2 or 3, like I said, fancy guppies. I'm sure mosquito larvae's good eating for fish, though. We broke midnight yet? Not close. So what else? I just want to say a big thank you to Buckethead Aquatics for the help. Everyone's helps and suggestions on shipping. That's a good idea, because if I can start making, even if I only make $2,000 in a year, that's $2,000 more than I didn't have, and fish. Buckethead Aquatics, damn, I need some mosquito larvae. Best food ever. My first wife divorced me for keeping mosquito larvae in the refrigerator. Laugh out loud. Really? I hope you're joking on that. Oh, jeez. Another one bites the dust. All right. Next beer. Give me 1 second, por favor. You guys may not hear any sound because I actually have this hooked to one of my racks across the room, like a piece of plywood shelving that I had. That was just the right size to put on top of a bookcase, an oak bookcase, to spread the weight of the 22-gallon or 23-gallon, the oddball size bow front. Because I can't hook it to my desk here because the boom there's not enough of a bite from the boom to work properly. So, really, no joke. I'm sorry.